Hey, today I want to review with you a light I got by Nautieye, focused light, but it does more than that as well. So I want to go through the features with you and show you what you get. Nautieye NE22. It's a dive video light, focus light, blue light, and spot or snoot light. Let's just see what all we get within here. We get a canvas bag, plastic zipper so that won't rust out on you. You get the light itself. Included with it is a pre-installed ball mount. You get a 26650 battery. Battery is rated at 5,000 milliamp hours, or milliamps I should say. You also get a charger with a USB plug, a lanyard, 2 spare O-rings, O-ring pick, and an Allen key for installing and uninstalling your ball mount with your instruction manual. So let me put some of these things aside and I'll go through the features and how the light works. Alright, so first let's install the battery. We'll look at the light first. So the light consists of a snoot or a beam angle or a spotlight. They call it a snoot. So there's no snoot attachment to the front of the light, but it's a tightly focused beam for macro photography. I guess you could use it if you take this off and you want to use it as a handheld light. You could use it as a spot. You've got 2 LEDs in here at the top which do the video light. You've got 3 red LEDs, and then you've got 3 blue LEDs. And then right here, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, there's a little dot right here. It is a strobe detection circuit that allows the light to detect when a strobe fires, and it'll shut the pre-flash and it'll shut the light off. So overall, it's a nice looking light. It feels good. It's not real big. It's about 5 inches. It's got a knurled grip in the back and front. Makes it easy to grip and unscrew with wet hands. It's got 2 buttons, and I'll go through the operation on that. Aluminum, aircraft aluminum with an anodized finish. Overall, just feels real nice, real solid. The threading feels good when I unscrew it here. Nice tight fit, there's no play in the threads. We've got 2 O-rings. They come factory installed and lubed, and I don't see any issues with those. Got spring for the positive side, spring for the negative side, and in the light right here it shows you the direction to install the battery. Positive side up, so I'm going to do that now. You've got to give it a little bit of a push to get the threads engaged. There we go. And when that second O-ring engages, it gets quite snug. Alright, so we've got that installed. So let me go through a couple of the specs, and then I'll show you how to use the light. So there's some discrepancies in here, and I'll call them out, and then I'll tell you what I believe is going on. I talked about the different bulbs. It says on the LED parameters that the spot LED is an 8-degree spot, but a couple lines down it says that it is a 5-degree spot. So to my eye, when I look at it, this looks like a 5-degree spot versus an 8. The main video lights are 5500 Kelvin, and they're 1800 lumen. The spot itself is 300 lumen. They don't state the lumen for the red and the blue, they just state the wattage. It's 9 watts. The video light, again, I don't like how they do this. It says wide red and blue is greater than or equal to 90 degrees. So they don't give you the exact beam angle, but I'll do a test after this where I show the light against a wall and take pictures of it And I'll compare it to other lights so that you can have a view of the different spread of light and different brightnesses of the lights in the different positions. Like I said, the battery's 5,000 milliamps. And the runtime is stated for the video light on full power at 60 minutes and for the spotlight on full power greater than 120 minutes. The depth rating is 100 meters. And then for those trying to calculate buoyancy, if you're going to dive with this on a rig, in water, including the battery, 125 grams. So how you operate the light is to turn it on, you're going to push both buttons. You can do this with your thumb or 2 fingers, but I haven't found a problem doing it with my thumb. So you can operate the hand one-handed. So when you hold it down, a little more than half a second, the light will turn on, but the LEDs don't turn on. To turn it on, you use the front button. First push will turn on the video light, and there's a nice even spread of light with no hot spot there. The fall off, you'll be able to see this in pictures better, but the fall off is really smooth. There's no hard edge there. The back button will control the intensity of the light. So there's 3 settings for each one of these. It comes on full power. First click will take it to 50%. Second click will take it down to 25%. Third click will bring it back to 100% power. So there's your video light. The next click rolls it to the snoot or the spot, and so this is great for macro. You can put this onto either a ball mount on top of a rig, on an arm. For me, I would probably, because I use 2 strobes, either stick it on a crossbar on my rig with the ball attachment, or put it on a flex arm where I can get it up and over and hanging over the macro creature I'm trying to shoot, to shoot video like that. You can also control the intensity of this by cycling through the different powers. If I push it again, we're going to go to red, which is great for a focus light. So the primary reason I bought this light was for the focus light and for the macro ability. I've already got really big, good video lights, but having the ability to do red and then do strobe photography and have that red shut off is really what I wanted. So I clip this on, use it as a focus light, adjust the power. I can take it to blue, which is good for night diving, fluorescence photography. You can also control the output power on that. And then the final click will combine red and blue. It looks kind of purplish. I don't know anybody that uses this, but if you wanted, it's there. If you click it again, we go back to video. So you have to engage the auto off feature on this. And to do that, on the back button, you push and hold it for 2 seconds. And you'll notice that the lights, the clear shroud begins flashing. That's to let you know that auto off feature is engaged. So at this point, if I were to flash a strobe, the light would detect the flash and it would shut this light off right after the first pre-flash. So if you have a pre-flash going on your camera, this is a good option to shut your focus light off. So I'm going to turn everything off by pushing both buttons and holding it for 2 seconds. It's getting a little bit warm here. So it does have built-in thermal protection. If the light gets up to 50 degrees Celsius, thermal protection will shut in and it'll reduce the output of the light until the temperature drops to 40 degrees Celsius or below. So a good feature to have. You don't want to burn out your driver or your electronics. I tend to not run my lights outside of the water other than doing brief testing like this. I kind of want it to cool down a little bit before I show you the next thing. Just because I want to protect the electronics. It's not good for electronics to get heated up real hot, and these lights do output a good deal of power, so that the light head gets quite warm when you're doing it. So I wouldn't do an extended runs out of the water with this. So the next thing I want to show you is this shroud that was blinking has colors, and so when you turn the light on, it'll light blue, and that indicates that your battery is at full power. When that turns green, your battery power has reduced to about 80%. And when it turns red, your battery is down to about 30%. And the last one is it'll begin flashing red. And once it starts flashing red, you're at 5% battery power. You won't be able to switch the brightness modes. So if you're in power, it's going to reduce the power to 20% output, light output, and you won't be able to switch it up to high power. And you've got 10 minutes at that point, and then the light will shut down. And so I'm going to test. I'm going to do a bucket test with each one of these and test, real life burn times and see how they stack up against this. I'll get all that published, and I'll do some light tests with other lights so that people can see what's the spread on this one look like versus another video light. What's the light strength look like in comparison to some other lights I have, a 650 lumen, a 1200 lumen. And I'll get all that posted and let you guys take a look at it. So that's the Nautieye NE22 video focus red, blue, and snoot light with auto off feature. Let me know if you have any questions.